might be wondering, what is this part back here for? Why would I ever need to move the head up or down on a dissecting microscope? Well, here's an example. What if you had this great big thick fossil? This is actually a rock that's full of both imprint fossils and mineralized fossils, and I want to look at it under the microscope. Well, it's not going to work very well to be just barely underneath the objective lenses. So what we want to do in this case is support the head of the microscope with our non-dominant hand, loosen this, put the microscope all the way up to the top, and then tighten, finger tight, right? Not like crazy superhero tight, but not too wimpy either, so that it stays, because we wouldn't want this to crash down onto the rock. It'll destroy the microscope and then I'll cry. All right, so we've got it set up as high as it will go. And this is going to tell us whether or not we can even use this microscope to view this fossil. Now we want to turn on the light. There we go. And you can look in, adjusting the microscope to fit your eyes. If you need help with that, you want to watch the introduction video on how to use the microscope. And then we're going to focus. Ooh, good news, we can focus on this fossil. So by being able to move that head up, we can look at more things with our dissecting microscope. You could look at rocks, you could look at plants, you could look at all sorts of things. As long as it doesn't move and it can't run away, you can look at it with this microscope. Now we use a dissecting microscope for things like this, larger things, things that are transparent but not particularly small. If we have something very, very small on a microscope slide, we would probably want to use a compound light microscope, which gives us a little bit more power. But for something like this, you can look through. It's at 2x, so 2 times 10 is 20. And we can focus in on our fossil, various levels of it. So that's why we would use that sort of attachment. Now, I would recommend when you're done, take this off, turn your lights off, and then return this to about the central position. That way, when you come back to use it again, it will be all set up for you in that position. All right, enjoy your microscope.